I'm back. All right. So we're going to go ahead and move into our segment with our keynote speaker. We have a young lady here, Miss Giovanna. Miss Giovanna, is she present? She was going to bless us with some music this morning. Giovanna, is Giovanna present? That's all right. We keep it moving. All right. So this young lady, she truly touched my heart. I met her a while back, and we reconnected during Juneteenth. And she is all about the community. Every time I look, she is somewhere helping someone, representing someone. She's got kids running around. She's putting book on table, giving books away to kids. She's got doing all kinds of stuff. She's involved at the church. She's got just all kind of community things happening. She is about the community. Now, I happen to be really connected with Pflugerville because that's where I work, Pflugerville Independent School District. And she is one of our city council members for Pflugerville. Y'all should clap for that. All right? Okay? And she's going to tell you part of her story, but y'all, she worked hard to get to where she is. I'm not going to tell her story. I'm going to let her tell it, but y'all, she worked hard to get to where she is. And she is just an amazing woman. So she said she was nervous. I have no idea why, but but she is going to come and she is going to share. So I want y'all to stand. I want y'all to really make her nervous. I want y'all to really make us nervous. Y'all stand up for Miss Kimberly Holiday.
Oh my goodness.
I love you.
I love you too. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, wow. How about that? First of all, thank you to the creators of this beautiful, beautiful program. I said, is that my picture on there? Take a picture of me. Thank you so much. I always want to start out with gratitude. First of all, I want to thank those who prepared the beautiful meal that allowed us to break bread this morning, and to those who served the meal. Thank you. I would also like to thank Chris, the Vice Chancellor of Public Affairs, for your warm welcome this morning. Thank you for being here. It means so much. Also, thank you to Ms. Loretta, the Director of Community Engagement, and Cynthia Brown for the opportunity to be here today. Also, a special thank you to Ms. Simone Pollard, who sees the very best in me. I thought she was actually inviting me to speak at her Saturday morning church brunch. I was like, I got a few scriptures that I keep tucked away in my heart, no problem. And then my mom sent me a flyer with my picture on it and said, did you know you're speaking at ACC? And when I saw Keynote, it overwhelmed me. So first of all, thank you for the opportunity to present my very first time as a keynote speaker. Thank you for seeing me as God sees me. I am so grateful. Thank you so much. If you don't know, I am actually an introvert operating in the extrovert world, and so I've already asked this morning that my higher spirit allow me to step aside and step in and speak in and through me this morning, that I may say something to inspire you. I also want to thank Madam City Council from Elgin, who came out this morning as my super supporter and my facilitator. She didn't know. I've already put her to work this morning. Of course, last but not least, I want to thank my mother, my cheerleader, the president of my fan club, Miss Juanita. Yes. A lot of you know her. They're like, I didn't know Miss Juanita was your mom. She serves here with the leadership and staff of ACC. And so, Mom, I just want to tell you thank you for coming out this morning and bringing your friends to support me this morning. Woo. All right. Thank you so very much. So if I had to give a title to what today's talk would be about, I would say for those of you who are note takers to simply write on your paper, press on. And we're gonna break that down just a little bit. I am also a radio personality. I wrote on my paper, you told me to share my story. It was not something that I actually wrote in, but I'll tell a little bit about that. Before any and everything, I'm a lover of God. I worship and I serve him and I completely trust him. I am a leader with lived experience. I serve on the Pflugerville City Council as the first Black woman to ever sit in the seat. Yes. And please know that sometimes you are someone's plan B or C, and they weren't really planning for you anyway, but my higher power had a whole different plan. I was like, you want me to actually walk up and down Pecan Street, AKA 1825, with these 52-inch hips with a sign? Yeah, so I did that before work and after work. And so my story is this: you don't know what God is preparing you for. And so you need to be ready. Sitting in politics was not on my vision board for the next 10 years. And if I was gonna do something like that, I figured you need to be 65, because that's when wisdom came and all of those things. However, I got a phone call from the mayor's office saying that it's your time. I basically hung up the phone and said, stop punking me. They called me back and said, no, this is for real. And so y'all know that commercial that says, what does the dishwasher do? I was like, what does the city council do? And so I spent a lot of time researching, finding out exactly what city council does and the power of local politics and the ability that we have to use our voices, not just me, but in numbers, to make changes and shake up the world. And so I committed myself to actually running the race. I thought for the next Black woman who would run behind me, I wanted to model for them what it could look like. I won the race by a landslide in a 3-person race. Yeah. I was like, what am I supposed to do now? So anyway, I've been on city council in my seat for 2 years, and I love everything about it, and I'll be running again next year. So I'm gonna put the word out there that 3 years is simply not enough time on my term to do the work that needs to be done. No matter whether I'm sitting on the dais or standing on a stage or have a microphone in my hand or on the radio, I am always an advocate for lived experience first. I want to be able to model the potential to live with more joy despite life circumstances, and that your story, your trauma, sets you up for what God has called you to do today. Now, none of that was on my paper. So this is going to be an interactive experience today. I did not create a PowerPoint. You can look at my beautiful picture up here instead. But I've invited Madam City Council Love. She has a microphone, and so I will be asking some questions, and so I would really like for you to participate with me. The purpose of this, I also lead restorative justice healing circles. And sometimes it's not what we say, it's really what we listen to. And so the purpose today is really that you will understand that you are not alone in your struggles as a woman, and that there are sisters who are here to support you, and that many of us share the same stories, and that we share more similarities than differences. All right? Are y'all down with that? All right. Feel free to move around, get you some more food. Just make yourself comfortable and be present in the moment. So I want to start out with this. I want you to repeat after me. I have posted notes around my house with positive affirmations. For me, I need to see these things, and I actually have to speak them out loud. Because often negative self-talk, because of lived experience, echoes in my head. And so I have to counteract that with scriptures, with song, and with positive affirmations. Repeat after me. I am strong. Now, I need y'all to say that like y'all mean it. Yeah, come on, facilitate. I wasn't feeling that. I am strong. Love that. I am capable. I am resilient. I love that. I love that. And this is my favorite one that I have all over the house. I am safe. I am loved. I am enough. And sometimes you have to keep repeating these things until you really feel it in your heart and soul. And sometimes I cry when I say it because I don't believe it at that moment. But the more you say it, it starts to resonate in your heart and soul. Okay, so get y'all some Post-it notes. It don't cost a lot of money, and some Sharpies, and just start sticking it all over the house. And when they fall on the floor, that's just a reminder that you needed to read it. Pick it up and put some tape on it and put it back up where it came from, all right? All right. So, pressing on. The P is for perseverance. Oh, yeah, I see my note takers ready. The P is for perseverance. Perseverance, it is often described as the ability to persist in the face of challenges, setbacks, and obstacles. It is a fundamental trait that can lead to personal and professional success. It is the quality that keeps us moving forward even when the going gets tough. Perseverance is the secret ingredient behind many achievements, and it is a mindset that can be cultivated and strengthened over time. Perseverance. P for press on. Remember, as I minister to you, I minister to myself. I have some big life events happening, and I just don't know what's going to happen after November the 23rd, but I'm going to remind myself to press on. R for resilience. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back. It's about growing stronger. When life knocks you down, it's an opportunity to stand taller, to redefine your limits, and to discover your true potential. Remember, adversity is the greatest teacher, and every setback is a setup for a comeback. Resilience. The E for press on is for expectation. I'm here to remind you today that perfection is not required. Say that with me. Perfection is not required. Let me hear you say it. Maybe that needs to be on one of your Post-it notes as well. We say it, but we keep trying it. Let's talk about it. The pressure to conform to often unrealistic standards can be overwhelming, leading to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. Expectations can be a double-edged sword. They can motivate and drive us to achieve our goals and dreams, but they can also constrain and limit our potential. It's crucial for us to strike a balance between living up to the expectations of others and nurturing our own aspirations and authenticity. One key message I want to convey is that you don't have to live up to your life based on someone else's script. You have the power to set your own goals, your own values and priorities. You have the power, yes, again, to set your own goals, your values, and priorities. It is important to remember that it's perfectly okay not to meet everyone's expectations that they've placed upon you, especially in those expectations that hinder your personal growth and your happiness. Do whoever they are. You can fill in the blanks on they. But do those expectations rob you of your joy? Check in on that. Finally, remember, perfection is not required. E for expectation. All right, the first S in press on, I decided is for support. I had a lot of words for support. The first one came up to me was stop the negative self-talk. Well, I guess I should put that out there anyway. But support. In the face of societal expectations, it is also essential to surround yourself with people who support and uplift you. Thank you. Seek out mentors, friends, and family who encourage you to pursue your passions and your unique path. These are the individuals who will be your biggest cheerleaders, even when you fall short of societal expectations. I like to call them your personal board or of directors. Yeah. When you're going through something, this is where I would normally add in scriptures, but I won't. But I know for sure that when you're going through something, the hardest hours are just before dawn. By a show of hands, how many of you have at least 3 people you can call in the midnight hour who won't dismiss your call or cuss you out when they answer the phone? Oh my goodness, look at that. For those of you who didn't raise your hand, I want you to explore that. Find out who your circle is and who you can really pick up the phone and call during your darkest hour, all right? That's one of your first assignments. As women, we should support and empower one another. Let us not judge each other based on preconceived notions or the lack of what we see in ourselves. Let me say that again. Let us not judge each other based on preconceived notions or the lack of what you see in yourself. Instead, let us celebrate each other's individuality, achievements, and dreams. Our strength lies in unity, not division. All right? That's the first S. Y'all got that? All right. I feel like the pastor up here having to take a sip of water. Super nervous. But the joy of the Lord is my strength. I'm here on a mission. So the second S in press on is for showing up as your authentic self. Simply put, just be you. NDRI has a song for that. Just do you, I think is what it's called. So S, show up as your authentic self. The pressure to conform to unrealistic standards can be overwhelming. Once again, I've already said this, leading to feelings of inadequacy and self-worth. So check in on that. The statement, comparison is the assassin of joy. How many of you have heard that? Let me say it again. Comparison is the assassin of joy. This statement reflects the idea that constantly comparing yourself to others or to external standards can diminish your sense of happiness. I like to replace that with joy and your contentment. This perspective is rooted in the understanding that focusing on how you measure up to others can lead to negative emotions, such as envy. I know a lot of y'all don't want to admit that, but envy, jealousy, and feelings of inadequacy, which can undermine your sense of well-being and satisfaction. Basically, this can deteriorate your mental health, right? We don't have to wait for other people to tell us negative things about ourselves because, let me just speak for myself. We often sabotage ourselves. We've already said all these negative things to ourselves. So even without opening our mouths, even when we see people, before we even step in the room, we're often comparing ourselves to others. Again, comparison is the assassination of joy, and it can undermine your sense of well-being and your mental health. Check in on that. Instead of enjoying your own accomplishments and experiences, excessive comparison can shift your attention away from the present moment and what makes you unique. It can create a cycle of dissatisfaction where you always feel the need to achieve more or be something you simply are not, rather than appreciating your own journey and the things that bring you happiness. What letter was that? That was the second S. Showing up as your authentic self. Just be you. All right? All right, so that was press. Did y'all get that? That was the press. Now on. The O is for options. Check your options. And we'll get to it a little bit later, but I want to remind you, I often say that failure is not optional, but I had to turn that around because that messes me up every time. I want you to understand that failure is actually a part of the process. We'll talk about that a little bit more. That's the O. And the N for on is simply never give up. All right? Press on. Let me clap for myself. If we had a DJ here, y'all know I'm Lady Joy on KZI, so my other hat, I would have had my DJ on the ones and twos. Cue up Bravo from Lettucey this morning that reminds you sometimes you got to clap for your own self, okay? All right, co-facilitator, are you ready? Check your mic. Mic check.
Check. I'm ready.
All right, once again, this is Madam City Council. I always say her name wrong, even on the radio. She knows I love her. It's Alicia, but with a Y. So, yeah, Alicia Love, Elgin City Council. I don't know where she came from in my life, for real. Talk about someone sliding into your DMs. I think that's how this happened for real.
It wasn't the DMs, it was the radio show.
With a playlist. She is very present every Friday on KZI. I bring the Gospel Sweet Spot live from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, where I lift a global praise by playing gospel and inspirational favorites along with scripture application. And the entire Love family listens in as they get ready for school every morning and on Fridays. And what touches my heart the most is that the kids are praising as they get on the school bus. All right, so this is going to be an interactive experience. And this is, I'm going to ask a question, and I really would like for you to participate. If you'll just raise your hand, she'll come to you. This is my question. I want you to think about women in your life who have inspired you, who have motivated you, past or present. And I'd like for you to briefly tell us why. Tell us your name as well.
Jacqueline Gothright,
Good morning.
and I have two. First is was a woman that used to go to our church from back home. I'm from Alabama,
Yes, ma'am.
and we call her Ma. And Ma would get up every Sunday morning. She happy, she gay, and she just excited about the Lord. And I was sitting there one day, and I'm like, I was in Sunday school, and I was like, Lord, I want some of that. I want some of that what she got. Yeah, what it is that she got. I'm not trying to dim her, but I want some of that. You know, move in me like that. So one morning, she said, you know what I was thinking about? I decided I'm not going to teach Sunday school this morning. I'm going to let somebody else do it. And she said, Nisa, because she's like a mother. She said, Nisa, you could do it this morning. And I'm like, Ma, I ain't ready for that. And she said, you ready? She said, so come on up here. You done read just your passage and everything. She said, so come up here and teach. And I'm nervous. And then I'm not going to just say no to her, because that's my elder. And I creeped on up there, and I did the best I could. And then I sat down. Oh, you know, I should have said this. I should have said that. And I told her, I said, Ma, you put me on the spot. I said, don't do me like that. Always, let me know. But she said, I didn't have to tell you anything. She said, because God already had you. She said, he told you to come. She said, when I told you to come up here, she said, he already had your path. And I thank her for that. She's gone now, but I thank her for that. She's, even though I had a mother of my own, praying and everything, but that lady right there was the one that truly got me on my journey.
Awesome. Thank you.
And the second one is my baby. My baby. I know I'm going to embarrass her.
You are. It's okay. It's okay.
Already done.
But that's my part.
Did.
But that's one of my jobs. Anyway.
You want me to tell her to stand up?
When I found out that I was...
This is giving people their flowers while they're alive.
After I had my first child, I said, I don't want no more. No more. Even though I had told my dad when I was small that I wanted 12 dozen, but after that first one, I was through. I found out that I was pregnant. I cried because I had said, now, Lord, I asked you just for one. But ever since she's been here, she's been a joy. She's been a joy. She takes over me now, but she's my rock. I mean, I do nothing. I go nowhere. I do nothing without my baby. This is my inspiration right here. This is what keeps me going.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That is beautiful. Anyone else? I have time for another one. Miss Simone.
So one of my rocks, I could call out all the people that have passed on and done so many great things, including my mom, my grandmother, and everybody else. But there is one person in this room that she has no idea how amazing she is in my life, and that's Miss Claudia Chittister. She's sitting back there in the back. Raise your hand, Claudia. I'm going to try to do this without crying.
Tell her stand up.
You got to stand up, Claudia.
There you go.
She is really a good friend. She is such an amazing friend. And when she doesn't know this, but I'm going to share it now because I've kept it to myself long enough. I was diagnosed with all these health problems, and I really needed to lose weight. I was way bigger than I am now. If you know me from before, y'all know how big I was. And I really needed to lose weight, and I couldn't do it. And I had been trying, and God just sent her in my life, and she started this garden at our church. We go to the same church. And she started this garden, and she started telling me, you got to eat this, and you got to eat that, and you got to do this, and don't be eating this kind of stuff, and you need to exercise, you need to walk. And she was really my backbone in me turning my health totally around. I no longer am diagnosed with diabetes. I'm no longer diagnosed with high cholesterol. And I'm just going to tell y'all, when God sends you people, when he sends you people, you hold on to them and you don't let them go. And do not deny the words that God gives them to give you, because he uses other people to bless you. So giving flowers, I love you.
That's beautiful.
She is mine.
Oh, that's
I love
beautiful.
her. I really do. Thank you.
I want
That's
to say
beautiful.
one thing. I want to say one thing. You were the one person at church that held my hand when I had my head between my knees in tears, and you came and you held me, and that changed me. It brought God in my life because of you. And I've never been the same since.
I should just come up here. We should have just had our chair in a circle or something. I feel like we have a circle. I did not put any scriptures on this paper because I did not want to offend anyone. And I wanted to make sure that the message and the inspiration was clear. Thank you so much for sharing. If you didn't know, we're here to celebrate each other today. I'm just a facilitator of that. One more. There she go. This lady right here that's about to speak at a mental health conference, I sat in the back of the room with my issues, and it was she. I said, if she can do it, I can do it too. I went from the back of the room at the mental health conference to leading workshops because of you, and then hosting the Central Texas African American Family Support Conference because of you. You had some broken pieces of glass at that first workshop that let us know that we are all broken pieces, but when put together, it is a masterpiece. And so I'm so grateful today to be able to be standing up here and to thank you for modeling for me. Go ahead.
Woo! Okay. I have a lot to say. I'm going to get right to it. My mother would be, I'm only going to name one person. She's the most important. The reason why is because our relationship has been challenged for years and years and years of trauma. But today, I'm here to say, like, I love my mom. I didn't know she was so funny. I had to forgive her. She had to forgive me. Can you imagine telling your mom, she says, I thought you hate me, and I could say back to her, I did hate you. And to have it as an awesome and amazing conversation, and thank you, God, for blessing me to drive to Mississippi, because I don't like planes. I drove to Mississippi, and I got there. God allowed me to be there with her through her knee surgery.
Yeah.
I had a few moments. I was like, I'm fixing to go back to Texas. But I prayed. I knew God wanted me to stay. So it would be my mother, Josephine White Bivens Douglas.
Her whole name.
Yes, her whole name, because it matters.
Yes, right.
And today is her birthday, so it's my mother. It's my mother. It's my mother.
What's her name? Is Josephine?
Josephine Douglas.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Miss Josephine. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Miss Josephine, from all the queens in this room. Yes. Thank you all so much for sharing this morning. Yeah, go ahead and take up my time. I love it.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Kenethia Washington. The one woman who is special to me, I actually do want her to stand back up, is Rhonda Ramore Franklin. I tell you, she has been, first, a woman of God. She's been an amazing friend. Yep. She's been a sister. She is my sister. She's been my support. Mm-hmm. She's been there through everything from my divorce. You name it, she's been there. I just say, Rhonda, I just love you. Thank you for always being there for my son and I. And you're an amazing woman. And like she was talking about that mosaic.
Yeah.
Yes, she's an amazing speaker. Like I said, just amazing woman just in general. Her love, her spirit, her strength, her resilience.
That's right.
She's always just been there. And guess what? Tomorrow's her birthday. So we're going to sing happy birthday to you, too. Happy birthday to
I love
you.
it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rhonda. Happy birthday to you.
I love it.
I love you. I love you, girl.
Don't wait for these opportunities to tell your sister friend, your mom, whoever the woman is that has inspired you, how much you care for them. That way it doesn't have to be someone of the past. You should tell them while they're in the land of the living that you love them. And the most important gift that you can give them is time. All right? Thank you all once again for sharing. There's a scripture for this part in Psalms 91. I try to avoid it, but I don't know it all. But I do know this, that in Psalms 91, it talks about the prayer of protection. You should read it in its entirety. But we're reminded in there that God will send special angels out on assignment just for you. And that's what I've heard today. All right? So thank you so much. The women named today didn't just wake up one day with superpowers. They faced adversity, rejection, and struggle, but they persevered. They summoned, that means they beckoned, they called for, they subpoenaed their resilience to bring about change and make the world a better place. Are y'all standing here because my time is up already?
I think that's what they're telling you. That's what they're telling you. You don't got to go home, but you got to get off the stage.
Clearly, I overthought this thing. Let me find a good place then. Wow, this is so good. Let me say this. Can you give me like 7 minutes? I'm going to wrap it up. All right. Wow, I just got started. I'm going to have to come back. I'm going to use this again. Today, I stand before you to celebrate the incredible power of resilience that resides in every woman present in the room here today. Resilience is not just a trait. It's a force that has shaped history, broken barriers, and conquered adversities. It's the unwavering spirit that has allowed women to overcome challenges, shatter glass ceilings, and create a brighter future for themselves, their families, their children, and the world around them. We, the women, are living proof that resilience is not just a quality, but a choice to rise above, a choice to thrive, a choice to make a positive impact on the world around us. It's a choice that we can all make. I'm skipping around. My mother always reminds me, and this is probably why I'm not working right now. Go where you are celebrated, not just tolerated.
Say that one more again.
I put that on my walkout papers. Go where you are celebrated, not just tolerated. As we gather here today, I want to acknowledge and celebrate our unique journeys, celebrate our stories, our traumas, our rich life experiences that set us up for the work we have been called to do in this lifetime. I am here to celebrate the women that dare to take the road less traveled. All right? I won't even go through my list of some of the things that we faced: gender discrimination, voter suppression, we had to fight to vote, gender-based violence, domestic violence, sexual assault, harassment, trauma in general, and all the residuals that come with that. We carry it all. Underrepresentation in politics, reproductive rights. I'm tired of telling you to keep your hands off my body. It's my choice. Woo. The struggle is real and is ongoing. I'm skipping around. I want to move on to pressure real quick. Pressure has both positive and negative effects depending on the context, but in many situations, it can provide various benefits, okay? We need pressure in order to propel and to push forward. So don't resist the pressure, okay? Ooh, I'm running through the notes. Failure. We talk about failure not being an option, right? But this is a phrase that is often used to convey determination and commitment to success, particularly in high-stakes situations. While this mindset can be motivating, it's important to acknowledge that in many real-life situations, failure is not only a possibility, but also a natural part of the learning and growth process. Failure is not something to be feared or avoided at all costs. It's an opportunity for growth and learning. Embrace a mindset that includes resilience, perseverance, and adaptability to navigate the challenges and setbacks that may arise on your journey to success. While we cannot always avoid unsuccessful outcomes, there are some tools we can use to manage our perspective on what we view as failure and develop resilience. Create realistic expectations and set clear goals. Set priorities. Practice self-compassion. Celebrate your baby steps. A lot of people are waiting for that big thing to celebrate, but how did you get there? Oh, all right. Set boundaries. I know it's hard, but no is a full sentence. And there's no need to say yes to something if you're going to show up with an attitude anyway. Just say no. Learn to adapt and be flexible, and finally learn from your failures. I want you to know that giving up is not an option. I'm closing. In closing, resilience is a journey, not a destination. It's a continuous commitment to your own growth and empowerment. As women, we have the power to shape our lives, and resilience is our compass, guiding us through the storms and challenges of this life. So today, I implore you to embrace your resilience, cultivate it, nurture it, and let it flourish within you. Be unapologetically resilient, for you have the power to transform your life and inspire others to do the same. Your resilience is the catalyst for change, the spark that ignites progress, and the beacon of hope in the world that often tests our strength. Quick recap. Press on. P is for perseverance. The R is for resilience. The E is for expectations. Check in on the expectations that others are placing on you, right? The first S in press on is for support. Surround yourself with sisters who really care about you. And some people just want to be around you. They really hating on you, but they're trying to stay close to you. So watch them people too, okay? And the second S is for showing up. Keep showing up, but show up as your authentic self. There's only one you, so just be you. Nothing else will do. The O is for weigh out all the options and to remember that failure is a part of the process. We learn from those, so we don't do that again. My mother calls those bought lessons. I don't know why mine always cost so much. For real. And then the N is to never give up, all right? My husband made this for me years ago and put it on the wall. And I have to read it often. I'll be closing with this. Our deepest fear. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not the darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Question mark. Actually, who are we not to be? Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine. We are born to manifest the glory that is within us. It is not just in some of us, It is in all of us. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. My name is Kimberly Holiday. It's been my pleasure to serve as your keynote. I'm adding this to my resume.
Give it up for Miss Kimberly Holiday.